So on the live show last night, on the Made It Right live show, there was a guest, Jay Hayes. That's Jaihaze, and we talked about many things. And one of the things we were talking about was the Juul, Juul, and Jay Hayes was a bit apprehensive because he had received a letter from Juul or something like that, and he had to be careful about how he worded what he said. If you want to understand exactly what was going on there as to why he was apprehensive, just go see the live show and you'll understand. But I could speak for him. And that's pretty much what he wanted me to do. He wanted me to do the research on the Juul. And I did. And it does not look very good. In fact, Jay Hayes is 110% correct in regards to the Juul. In fact, they even admit it in the patent. I got access to the patent, and anyone can have this public knowledge, and I will actually put the now there are a lot of there are 3 patents on this on Juul, but the link that I put under the video will pertain to the nicotine salt formulations for the aerosol devices and methods thereof. So you could read it because it's very scientific. I'm sure there are those out there that are way more scientific than I am that can understand half this stuff that I read. I get it, and it does not look good. If Juul has a problem with my ass, take my freaking ass to court. I have no problem with that. You could say whatever you like about me. Excuse my language, I don't give a shit. Like I put in the caption, it's called Juul acid is bad for you. The Juul, these nicotine salts, are nothing but acids. They are acids. And there is a slew of these acids, which the United States Patent and Trademark Office, a United States government agency, actually approved of this particular device as far as the patent is concerned. Now, this thing, I think, came onto the market in 2015, so it certainly is able to stay on the market at least until August 8th of 2022, unless they, bring that date closer to August 8th of 2018. It certainly can happen because the August 8th of 2022 is not the official date in the Tobacco Control Act / the FDA final rule, but because this thing got its patent in 2015, it could certainly stay on the market until August 8th, 2022. The problem with this particular thing is not only the device, the parts of the device which I will show you, also is a bit weird. But then again, a lot of our RDAs have some of these particular metals that I will show you. But what really is concerning is the nicotine salts. Nicotine salt is nothing but acid, capital A, capital C, capital I, and capital D. Now, when I vape on my e-liquids, they have the PG or VG flavorings, maybe some water in there, maybe, I don't know, maybe some of them have some alcohol in there a little bit, and then the flavorings. Of course, maybe in 2 generations from now, they'll find something really wrong with e-liquid. But for right now, for the most part, it's healthier for you than combusted cigarettes. And I'm going to put on the record, if Juul has a problem, once again, they can bring my ass to court. I will say that the e-liquids that we normally vape, for the most part, vapors, the e-liquids are healthier for you than these nicotine salts. In fact, I'm going to say, put it on the record, that nicotine salts, and they actually admit it, and I will show you in their own patent papers, that it's comparable to a combusted cigarette, to a traditional cigarette, because of these acids that are in these nicotine salts, are comparable to a combusted cigarette. The only comparability, I guess I could say, to an e-liquid that we use is the VGPG and some flavorings. But the nicotine salts themselves, and they admit it, like I said, in their patent papers, that it's comparable to a traditional cigarette. So Jay Hayes stands correct, and the other co-host is, well, whatever. So I will put, and you can download this patent. It gives you, you could, where the little mouse is at, you can download it, and then you could read it for yourself. It goes in the PDF file, which we're going to go to in a moment here. But there is just a slew of acids. Now, some of these acids supposedly are non-toxic to humans, but then there are some these acids that are very, very bad for you. Very, very bad for you. Now, the United States Patent and Trademark Office, you know, they just approved the patent, but they don't, apparently they did not look at really the health concerns, and that would mainly come out of the Food and Drug Administration. I can guarantee you right now, on March 14, 2018, I can read the future, that the FDA would not approve of this particular Juul, would never get a PMTA because of these acids in there. This is all it is acid. Nicotine salts equals acid. Now, so, like I said, some acids are non-toxic, and we're going to go through some of the acids. But there are other acids that belong in like plastics and paints and stuff like that, insecticides, that are inside of the Juul. Now, the e-liquids that I vape, I don't know about you guys, but e-liquids that I vape are not in plastics and polymers and insecticides and things of that nature. Not that I know of anyway. Maybe. But everything I've read about e-liquids don't contain those types of non-toxic and toxic chemicals. So anyway, let the patent papers, these patents actually speak for themselves. So let's go to the first document. So we'll share that. All right, we are sharing this. I always like to make sure I'm sharing it. So this is the actual United States patent for the vaporization device systems and methods. And who the Juul was owned by PAX Labs, and then I believe it was in 2017 they Juul sort of turned it into its own company, so it's separated from PAX, and they have been getting a lot of funding, seed funding for this Juul in the tens of millions of dollars just recently, just in the last year. Anyway, it goes through a whole slew of the inventors. As you can see, here are the inventors. They have the inventors here. And it goes, like I said, I'll put the link under, not on the patent, but on the nicotine salts. You could read it because it is crazy to read. It's insane. And it was filed February 25th, 2016. It's a bit, you know, it's before the August 8th of 2016, so they're safe in that way. But anyway, so on this document 1, let's go down. I mean, it's just, and they show you diagrams of everything, and it's very, very technical. I mean, only a patent inventor, an inventor or a patent writer, actually would be a patent legal writer, ought to say, really understands all this crap, everything I'm showing you here. But so let's go down to where it actually explains itself. Let's go down to page, see, it shows you all kinds of diagrams and stuff. Let's go down page 27 of this 48-page patent. And it's just for the design of the product. And it's just a little bit that I want to get into before we get into, so you can understand the device itself. So on 27, make sure I have the right, yeah. Okay, so on page 27, it talks about this. It says over here, if you could, over this area here, in any of these variations, the human, see, these things I don't know, but anyway, humectant, and let's go with exactly what that means. Just bring that down a little bit. So humectant, whatever the hell it is. Humectant is a hygroscopic substance used to keep things moist. It is often a molecule with several hydrophilic groups, most often hydroxyl groups. However, amines and carboxyl groups, sometimes esterified, can be encountered as well. And then it goes to the other thing, but often is in plastics. See? Human, whatever the hell it is, coatings for plastics. Okay, so let's go back to this thing. We have to go through these, the definitions so we can understand what the hell they're talking about here. So the may comprise glycerol as a vapor forming medium. The humectant, whatever, may comprise a vegetable glycerol. It may comprise PG. May comprise a ratio of VG to PG, and then it goes through that whole thing there. Then the humectant, whatever the hell it is, may comprise a flavorant, like a flavor. Okay, and then this is the interesting line that I found when I was reading this here. This whole little line here where the little mouse is at. The vapor forming medium may be heated to its pyrolytic temperature. So let's go to what the heck that means, okay? And it's called a pyrolysis or whatever. Now you gotta completely not judge me or completely left me off the hook when it comes to all these chemical names and all this crap, because I don't know what, I don't know. I don't even know how to spell them or pronounce them, let alone describe what they are. But anyway, so I turn to this stuff. So pyrolysis is a thermal decomposition of materials at elevated temperatures in an inert atmosphere, such as a vacuum gas. And that's what a lot, they talk about throughout this patent. They talk a lot about gases as well. Kind of freaking wild, okay? So you can look up this term and get into all that. So just give me a little bit here and there. Anyway, so that was wild when I read that. And then they talk about how it's designed and all this other crap. And they're saying that as long as it don't go above a 200 Celsius. So let's find what exactly 200 Celsius is, as opposed to Fahrenheit. Celsius to Fahrenheit. So 200 Celsius equals 392 Fahrenheit. All right. Make sure I'm sharing this here. Yeah. So they're saying that 392 Fahrenheit, anything below the 392 Fahrenheit is considered safe. It doesn't turn into a toxic state, and that's the reason why they had this Juul operate at 392 Fahrenheit and below. That's what they say. Not that, you know, I agree with them or even know if they're telling the truth, but that's what their studies apparently have come up with. Okay, let's go to 31, 32. Just a little teaser before we get to these nicotine salts, because I'm going to blow your freaking mind. And it blew my mind. I was like, holy crap, Jay Hayes 110% right on this. This is insane what these kids, the teenagers are vaping. If they're allowed to vape this for 20, 30 years, they're going to come down with all kinds of problems that are similar to combusted cigarettes. Juul has a problem with that. Come after my ass. I'll expose you before a jury. In fact, this should have never been marketed, this product, or anything similar. I'm not just picking on PAX or the Juul company. Any of this crap. All these closed systems. I bet you they all contain basically the same crap. Just the device itself, let alone when you put the nicotine salts. And that's the thing. PAX Labs actually has a patent on the nicotine salts. That's their thing. So anyway, so let's go to 31, 32. 1 second here. I'm not going to get into all that. Forget about that. All right, so let's go down to 38. I really want to get right into nicotine salts, but I just want to give you an idea as to what this, I mean, they really break this down. I mean, they seriously break down what the device is and everything, how it operates, I should say how it functions. So 38. Oh yeah, that's what I want to show. 1 second. 38. Yeah. Now this is a little interesting little thing here. It says the tank may further comprise a set of first heater contact plates formed from copper alloy. So there's copper alloy that's inside of the heater contacts. Now there is copper in RDAs and in the pulse and things of that nature. So hopefully most vapors like myself try to stay away from copper. But this can certainly probably give off some kind of I don't know what the technical word for it is, but I'm sure it's somehow or another it's going to be vaped, even though it's closed on that pod. But still, I'm sure. Well, this is for a patent, but in 20, 30 years from now, they're going to come out and say and show you that this stuff kills you. Now let's go to 44 real quick, and then we'll get to the one little page, and then the nicotine salts, because that's really where it's at. Where I'm going to freaking blow you away with the chemicals, the acids. That's all it is. Nicotine salts equals acid. ACID, acid. That's what a nicotine salt is. It's nothing but an acid. You want to go vape some acid? Knock yourselves out. I'm certainly not going to be vaping any acids. So we'll do 5. Okay. 5 on the right. Okay, 5 on the right. Okay, there you go. So in this here, on the design, it says in any one of the embodiments, if you can see sort of the mouse over here in this area here, in any one of the embodiments, the cartridge meets ISO recycling standards. In any one of the embodiments, the cartridge meets ISO recycling standards for plastic waste. Just the idea, okay? Just the idea that they're putting plastics and stuff into this whole thing. And in still other embodiments, the plastic components of the cartridge are composed of polylactic acid. Just the cartridge itself, wherein the polylactic acid components are compostable or whatever, or degradable. Okay, meaning if it lands up in a, you know, in a garbage dump somewhere, it'll decompose. Okay, but the polylactic acid. So let's go to that real quick. Okay, and this is what a poly is: a biodegradable, bioactive, thermoplastic, aliphatic polyester. Polyester. Now, when I vape on an RDA, I don't think I'm vaping on a polyester. In the cartridge itself, I'm talking about the actual cartridge, not the nicotine salt. That's the nicotine salts are even worse than the polyester. What I have read, and which I'll show you. You can do your own research because I'll give you the link. But still, it's all kinds of crazy crap that's going on with this device. It's a polyester. That's a part of the cartridge itself. Okay, now we'll quick into this. This is the United States design patent, and then it doesn't, you know, it just shows you pictures what it looks like. It's a real simple thing before we get into the nicotine salts. Breaking down the look. These are mainly for the cartridge. That's all this patent is showing you. Doesn't really explain itself very much. And let's get now into the nicotine salts, because that's really the gist of this particular issue that we're dealing with. So it's a nicotine salt formulations for aerosol devices and methods thereof. This was the patent date was December 22nd, 2015. So it's their particular invention. And these are the inventors over here. These are the inventors here. It's a shame that I can't do it, you know, highlight it. But anyway, these are the inventors. So if you want to blame anybody, you can blame PAX Labs in general, but for but having these teens vape this shit, because that's what it is. Shit. You hear that, Juul? Shit. Your fucking product, excuse my language, is shit. Anyway, so the inventor is Adam Bowen and some Asian guy, Yizing, I guess. Anyway, I have a slew of pages to go through. But first of all, we'll go, I mean, it really gets into detail here. Like I said, I'll put the link under the video. But let's go down to page 16. It gives you graphs and everything. And then they talk about these graphs. All these graphs that you can't really see, but you have the link so you could take a look at it. But page, okay, so it's on page 16. Get a little more light in here so I can see. I'm blind. See, page 16, and it's 40-45 left. So let's go down. See, they break it down. They break down all of those diagrams that they just showed there. But let's go to page 16, 40, okay, 45 left. Okay, so here you go. Now, this is some wild shit, guys. This is going to blow your freaking minds. I know this isn't very large. If you want a TV monitor or a large computer monitor, you could see this really well. If it's on your phone, you're not going to be able to see it. But anyway, it says, they're saying it, not me or Jay or anyone. They're saying it. Juul, PAX is saying it. And this is what it says. Right here over in this area here, okay? It says, nicotine salt formulations, however, they also provide satisfaction comparable to a traditional cigarette or closer to a traditional cigarette as compared to other nicotine salt formulations or as compared to nicotine-free base formulations. Now, nicotine-free base formulations are what we have in our e-liquids. That is what you consider as nicotine-free base formulations. So they're saying that their Juul, the nicotine salt, is more like a combusted traditional cigarette than e-liquid. They said what in their patent. Now, if you want to go smoke a cigarette, you know, and I agree. I'm gonna go on the record and say this. I know Bruce is gonna hate me for it, but I really don't give a shit. I'll tell you something. You can have a Juul or you can have a combusted cigarette. It's the same shit. It's all acids and chemicals and shit added to it. It's no different. You're gonna wind up dying from a Juul just like you're gonna wind up dying from a traditional cigarette. They admit it right in their papers. Not only gives you the satisfaction, but it's closer to a traditional cigarette. And you'll see why in a moment. And these are just for a non-limiting example. It says acids that meet one or more criteria of the prior sentence include, now I can't pronounce these damn words, salicylic acid, sorbic acid, benzoic acid, that's what Jay Hayes was talking about, lauric acid, and levulinic acid. These are things that are inside of this nicotine salt, and they're just a few chemicals, just a few. I have a whole bunch of damn chemicals to show you what's in the Juul. You know, as far as I know, to the best of my knowledge and belief, and Juul, if you're listening to this, your lawyers will know what that means. To the best of my knowledge and belief, e-liquid does not contain any of these fucking acids that you have in the Juul. And you'll see, if these kids were permitted, in a way, I hate to say this, but in a way, August 8th, 2022, thank goodness we have that cutoff date. So definitely, hopefully, that the Juul company, because it's now separate from PAX, will not be able to produce any more of these damn things and kill the youth in 1 or 2 generations from now. Because they will, you'll see, this stuff is, I'm going to go on public record. I'm going to presume that these chemicals are going to definitely give you a cancer in one form or another in the future. It's almost guaranteed. Come on. They created the nicotine salt out of the blue. You want to blame anyone for these nicotine salt concepts and the nicotine salt formulation? Blame PAX Labs, and blame Juul now. This isn't like something just been sitting around for the last 2,000 years. No, they created this formulation. It was created in a lab. I mean, I'm sure it took them some years to create, but they created it. You want to blame anyone? You blame PAX Labs. You blame the Juul company. Anyway, let's continue on. And then there's another acid here. You have the, over here, where this little area here is, you have it's called pyruvic acid. I don't know what the hell this is. These acids are going into individuals, especially teens. And then let me see the other ones. See, that's 40, 45. Okay. Now, so let's real quick. I'm not going to go through. And when I get to another page, they have probably 20 acids that going into people's systems. But we'll just, look at them. But let's just look. It's a little bit at these acids. So let's go to Wikipedia. Just, basic breakdown of crap. So let's take the, however the hell you say that, select, whatever the hell it is. I don't know. I don't know. This thing here. Salicylic acid. Okay? Just take a look at this. This is like for anti-acne products. Anti-acne products. It's using aspirins. It's a crystalline organic acid, is widely used in organic synthesis and functions as a plant hormone. Is derived from the metabolism of salicin, whatever the hell that is. Comes from a bark, comes from some kind of a tree. It's used as an analgesic or anti-inflammatory, anti-pyroretic, or whatever the hell it is. It's in aspirin and alcohol and who knows what the hell else. It's in medicines. It's used for psoriasis and calluses and corns, and this is the shit for warts and shampoos and dandruff. You fucking kidding me? Sorry, every so often I'm gonna have to curse at this video. Age restricted if it gets too carried away. But I mean, if I knew this shit was in my e-liquid, I'll go back to cigars. I really will. I will. I would not be vaping all this shit in e-liquid. Believe me, I would not be doing that. I'd rather have a cigar and take a chance. A good Ashton, because that's what I used to smoke mainly. A nice Ashton cigar. I'd rather smoke that than if I knew this shit was in my e-liquids. Definitely, yeah, I'd be back. Right back to the cigars. I'd sell all my shit on eBay or wherever the hell else. Big Louis Coast Review just put up this new thing. You could sell all your products on this online page or whatever. I'll sell all my shit. I'll sell it all. I'll give it vaping up like that. If I knew all this shit was in my e-liquid. And this is what these kids are vaping. Terrible shit. This kind of stuff is to relieve the pain of mouth ulcers. It says this acid is capable of penetrating and breaking down fats and lipids, causing moderate chemical burns of the skin at very high concentrations. It may damage the lining of pores of the solvent if the solvent is alcohol, acetone, or an It's just the idea. It's just the idea that this stuff is all associated with Juul in one form or fuck another. It's just the idea of it, that this acid, this salicylic, whatever the hell acid is actually in the nicotine salt. It's just the idea that's associated with the Juul product that these kids are vaping, let alone adults. Even as an adult, like I'm 59 years old, I will never fucking buy Juul. I'll stick that fucking thing right up my ass and shit it out the next day. Now I'm definitely going to have to age restrict this damn video. Yeah, I would. This thing is a piece of shit. You got a problem with that, Juul? Come knocking on my fucking door and explain all these acids to a jury. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. So let's do another acid. The sorbic acid. Now this might be somewhat maybe okay to have, but you're still inhaling it. It's one thing to digest it. Your stomach can digest almost anything. Well, there are some magicians that can fucking swallow glass, and somehow or another, if it's charred in a certain way, because they're magicians, they know how to do it. It can actually your stomach can actually metabolize shards of glass if it's done in a certain way. You could put chemicals and stuff down in your stomach, like jalapeno peppers. They're very fucking hot. There's a guy on YouTube that I subscribe to because I get a kick out of him. I just can't believe he can handle it. He's a skinny little guy, Asian guy. His name's Matt Stoney, Stonnie, and he just devours all this food. All this food that he's devouring into his little stomach, or maybe big stomach, I don't know. The point is he's able, with these hot peppers and there's all this cheeses and creams and peppers and spices and all kinds of shit, his stomach can metabolize that without him freaking dying live or freaking dying on YouTube, on one of his YouTube channels. On his YouTube channel. In other words, 2 weeks later, he's doing another video. He didn't die from what he digested. But if you take all of those chemicals and inhale them into your lungs, well, you got a whole that's a whole different ball game. That's a whole different ball game. And that's what these kids are doing with all these acids. It's not going into your stomach. It's going into your lungs. These lungs are like paper thin. You know, you could puncture a lung very easily. I mean, if you swallowed a pin, a very small pin, into your lung, it's going to puncture it. Be very surprised it doesn't. If it goes into your stomach, you might have to have it eventually taken out. It might do some bleeding, some damage to it. But who knows? Maybe the acids in your stomach can even corrode that little pin to nothing. Who knows? But probably it'll cause bleeding and it would have to be extracted. But you probably would survive it. Whereas if a pin went into your lung, well, hopefully it doesn't go into both lungs because you would be dead. Unless they catch you in time. And even then, you probably die anyway. But anyway, that's the difference. That's the issue I take. Not so much some of these acids might be non-toxic or toxic. Not in the realm of being non-toxic. Yeah, for your freaking stomach, they can digest almost anything. You know, last night I had liver, onions, and jalapeno peppers. My stomach, and I don't have a very strong stomach, but it's able to digest all that shit. And red pepper, and black pepper, and salt, and all that, and oil. Was able to digest it. The lungs are a much more delicate, or I guess it's an organ. I don't know my biology very well, but it's a very delicate part of your body, or your lungs, as compared to your stomach. If the acids of the Juul went into your stomach, I probably wouldn't have no problem with that. Yeah. But if it's going into your lungs, I have a freaking problem with all these freaking acids going into your lungs. So anyway, sorbic acid, it's a natural organic compound used as a food preservative. That's what they're putting into their lungs, food preservatives. Mm-hmm. Very nice, very nice. Very nice. Mm-hmm. And they say here, right here, it says, in living yeast cells, sorbic acid enhances oxygen-free radical formation by the electron transport chain, leading to damages to the DNA. All I have to see is this word. That's all I need to know. How much damage? I don't know, but it causes damage somewhere along the line. You probably have to vape the Juul for a long period of time to finally eventually get damage. You know, they're trying to get a patent so they could sell this product. All right? The nicotine salts, because it's new. It's a new thing. That's their patent on the nicotine salts. And then they put a patent on the device because this is the device is carrying the actual nicotine salts. So that's the reason why they did a patent on that. But mainly was the patent really is on the nicotine salts. I don't know about you guys, but you will not find me even testing it. Even if I had a friend had a Juul, I would not ever vape that thing. In fact, I don't even think in terms of vaping a Juul. It's more like smoking a Juul, because they even say, like I said in the patent papers, that it's comparable to a traditional cigarette. You're not vaping Juuls. You're just smoking a Juul. Might come out as a vapor, but it's really smoking. Don't get me started. I'll speak for Jay Hayes. I got probably bigger balls than he does. Not literally, probably, but as far as my mouth is concerned, I don't give a shit who the hell you are. When you're putting this kind of shit, one thing, adults, developed adults, biologically, chemically developed adults, probably still have a problem with the Juul eventually after 1 or 2 generations. But these freaking kids that are vaping it, and they know, the Juul knows, majority of their freaking all the stories that are out there and everything, it's mainly these kids. It's the latest craze, even though this thing, the Juul, has been around for a while. But the latest craze in the last year, just like at one time, the latest craze with the hula hoop back in the 50s, right? And then the latest craze in the 60s, I remember, was All-Star Converse sneakers. You had to have that. Or yo-yo or something like that. You know, every generation has its thing. Unfortunately, this thing that they have for this generation in this past year probably would kill you. A hula hoop and a yo-yo, you know, that's really stupid, you know, and you playing with the yo-yo and you swallow it somehow or another, then but whoever died from a yo-yo, whoever died from a hula hoop, nicotine salts, and I bet you in another generation or two, if they continue on the way they are with the current trends of vaping / smoking a Juul, in 2 generations, I'm telling you, people are going to come down with cancers. These are acids vaped at 300 or smoked at 392 Fahrenheit. Come on. Something's going to happen. Something's happening in that. They did their thing to get a patent approved, okay? But because they could sell it and commercialize it, okay? They did it strictly for money. The Juul, PAX / Juul now. But I'm talking about everyday life with everyday human beings that are teenagers that are developing physically, chemically, biologically, and they're inhaling this into their lungs. It's got to be doing damage to them. It's got to be. If the FDA is really serious about any kind of studies, they should be studying the Juul. So anyway, the benzoic acid, they're called benzoates, is derived from gum benzyne, whatever the hell that is. It's come from a freaking bark of a tree. It is used in perfumes, some kinds of incense, as a flavoring in medicine. And look at this. They even come from rocks. Comes from a rock. This shit. That's where it comes from. Is that a bark or a rock? No, it's probably a bark. Maybe. I don't know. It looks like a rock, but it could be a bark. It comes from Kenya, I think. That's what it's saying. Yeah, it's a bark is what it is. Okay, so they make incense out of this shit. You know, when's the last time well, we do inhale incense, that's true, but I mean, we don't how do you say? Do you actually when you light the incense stick, do you just sit next to the incense and just roll the entire stick into your lungs? No. It's a way, just like any kind of fragrance, it's a way to, make the air of the room, or, to hide your drugs from your parents or whatever, or from your wife or your whoever. Anyway, or your husband. But it is, it's in cosmetics, it's in veterinary medicine, scented candles. It is used in alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, baked goods, chewing gum, frozen dairy, gelatins, puddings, and soft candy. This is what this benzoic acid is used in. But all this crap you're digesting into your stomach. It's a much different ball game than putting this crap into your freaking lungs. Cosmetics, it's on your skin. Your skin, for the most part, unless you have very sensitive skin, can pretty much tolerate all that cosmetic crap. I like a natural woman. I don't know about you guys. Less or no makeup, and it's cool with me. I hate makeup on women. I think, actually, I'm always thinking, what are you covering? Just be who you are. Stop covering yourself with all this shit. Anyway, so let's go a bit more. So it can be broken down to all kinds of alcohols, chlorides. Look at this thing, chlorides. It's just insane. Plasticizers or whatever the hell that is preservatives. It's just, you know, it's bad. Ointments it's in, antiseptics, decongestants, expectorants, whatever the hell that is. You know, like I have a cold. Here you go. It's in insect repellents, artificial flavors. Incredible. This is what the kids are putting in their lungs. And they actually talk about this carboxyl group. It's actually in their patent. You got to read the patent. I'll put the link under the video for you to read. I'm just going through a few chemicals. There's a paragraph in there that has probably about 20 chemicals that we're not going to have to go through, but you could go through it during your own time. I don't want this video to go too much, but yes, we need to be concerned about this. This is no joke, this crap, this Juul. This is no joke. So this is pyruvic acid, okay? And it's the simplest alpha keto acids, whatever the hell that is. I don't know. I need a vape after all this. Jesus. So alpha keto acids are used primarily as energy for liver cells and in fatty acid synthesis also in the liver. What's the liver have to do with the lungs? That's all I want to know. Can Juul explain to me what relation that all these acids have to do with your lungs? That's what I want to know. Answer that to me. Answer that for me there, Juul /Pax. Then it can be converted into ethanol, into a gas, into an ethanol. It's amazing what these kids, they don't even know. That's why they get a buzz. It's just like a cigarette. It's no different. No different. They even say in their own damn patent. It's a lactate, alanine, oxo. Oh my, I can't do it. I don't even know how these chemists, they pronounce these words. I have no idea. It also screws around with your cardiac function. So your hearts, you know, they're in vitro and in vivo, it can mess with your hearts, goes into your hearts, all this shit. Incredible. You do your own research. I don't want to go too much into this, but just some of the stuff, because I have a few other lines I need to get to. This is the other thing that they use. A saturated fatty acid is going into your lungs. What's used for is for a white powdery solid with a faint odor of bay oil or soap. It's the salts and esters. They're called laurates. So they're in content in coconut milk, coconut oil, laurel oil, palm kernel oil. What the hell are these oils doing in your freaking lungs? That's what I want to know. Why are these oils in your lungs? I can understand them being in your stomach, but what the fuck are they doing in your lungs there, Juul? That's what we have to, you have to understand. This stuff is not going into people's freaking into people's stomachs. It's going to people's lungs. Here's another one. It's classified as a keto acid. We were there already. This is for biofuels. It's a potential precursor to biofuels. So they can actually use this acid in a biofuel. You're putting a biofuel into your lung. See here? Oh, wow, look at this. This is a good one. Look at that shit. Look at this shit, fucking Juul. Answer this for me. So it says, whatever the hell that is, acid is used in cigarettes to increase nicotine delivery in smoke and binding of nicotine to neuroreceptors. See? See? Right there. Right there. The nicotine salts that are in the Juul Like I say, it's comparable to a traditional cigarette, like they say in their patent. The same acid that is in the nicotine salt is in the cigarettes. Now, rest my case on that freaking acid itself. It says it's relatively non-toxic. With them, then they break it down. But who knows the long term? 200 years ago, it was like, hey, cigarettes is the end thing. Even 100 years ago, wasn't bad to smoke cigarettes, only to find out starting in the 1940s that cigarettes are potentially cancer-causing products. And then, of course, with the 1964 Surgeon General report, and then eventually the cigarette companies like Philip Morris and R.J. Reynolds and Benson and Hedges and all the other assholes, they started to actually, first they denied it at first, and then eventually, especially when they started to get sued by Americans and as well as other parts of the world, then they had to admit it in deposition papers, and I read them, slew of them. In deposition papers, they had to admit that yes, cigarettes, combusted cigarettes do cause cancer, and yet PAX, and now Juul company, they actually put the same acid that's in cigarettes that cause cancer into the Juul. Fucking explain that to me, you fucking assholes at Juul. Excuse my language. Explain this shit to me. Explain it. Why is this thing, this acid, this particular acid, why is this in your freaking Juul? It's a cancer-causing agent. I don't care. Relatively non-toxic. Yeah. Well, like they said the cigarettes were non-toxic at one time, and now people have always been dying from cigarettes. Explain that to me. Explain it. Explain it in a court of law. Don't explain it in an email. Don't come over to my YouTube channel and explain it to me in a comment. Don't send me a fucking letter. Take my ass to court, you son of a bitches, because these are acids, man. These are acids. You're putting it into a young adult's lungs that are developing. These are acids, and you know damn well that your market is really for the teenagers. You're going to say, well, no, it's for the young adults in the 20s and 30s. Bullshit. The majority of people that buy these products, maybe young adults that are buying them for the teenagers. That's how it works. It's always been that way. That's about your only way of getting off the hook is that as teenagers, yeah, you find your way around the laws. Yeah, we all have done that. With alcohol, I drank it when I was under 18. At that time it wasn't, you could be under 18 and smoke cigarettes in the 70s. It was no big deal. But we all did stupid drugs and shit like that. We all broke the law. Even freaking Jeff Sessions. I'm sure he did some stupid shit in his when he was a young, teenager in his teens or something. I'm sure he did something stupid. I'm sure that even the Surgeon General of the United States, I don't care which Surgeon General, I'm sure he did something stupid in in his teens. Even a priest drinks wine, even a rabbi drinks wine. Shit, we all have, all teenagers at one time. Come on, guys. Yeah. So, I mean, these kids are going to get the Juul. They're going to get it. But the point is, I bet you $1 million, even with the fucking young adults, the 20s and 30s, they're still inhaling it into their lungs. And they have the potential of these cancer-causing shit like this one particular acid here that is in cigarettes. I don't hear, non-toxic. Bullshit. Maybe non-toxic like that, but when you smoke or vape a Juul for a long period of time, I'm sure it's going to catch up with you. You're going to find in 20, 30, 40 years from now that the Juul is killing people. I'm telling you, it's going to kill people because, like they say in their own patent papers, it's comparable to a traditional cigarette as opposed to vaping. as opposed to a nicotine-free based nicotine. That's what we vape in e-liquids. The Juul is not comparable to e-liquid that we have. It's only comparable to the traditional cigarette. And look at the results of all these Philip Morris or J. Reynolds products known as traditional cigarettes, combusted cigarettes. Guess what they've been doing? Killing people from cancers. Yeah. Anyway, I don't mean to get emotional, but this is serious shit. When I read this, when I got this patent, I said, wait, hold it here. Am I freaking seeing things here or something? What the fuck is going on here? These are all it is. Nicotine salts equals acid. 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 One of my co-hosts / subscribers always wants me to be passionate, show some vigor. Well, in this particular one, you're definitely getting it. Because this is freaking wrong. You know, the U.S. Trademark and Patent Office, they're going to, approve as long as the papers are in order. But the FDA, if they're going to shut down any company, they should go after the Juul first and foremost before they go after the rest of the vaping community or vaping industry. They need to take this piece of shit product off the market. This is no different than a freaking combusted cigarette. And they even say in their patents, the design patent, they even say how the battery is safe. Yeah, it could still blow up. They say their advertisements, even on their website, says you could put the Juul in your pocket. Yeah, it doesn't tell you like if you go to Alaska, maybe in very cold temperatures, or you're going through the tropics in very hot temperatures. I bet you that a battery can very well blow up or leak, do damage to your skin, even irritate it. I'm sure the battery is not completely safe to put the Juul into your pocket. Now, of course, it's a very small battery, don't get me wrong, but still, a drop of water, it can kill you. Certain like I deal with 100 milligrams of nicotine for my do-it-yourself. If I splash just a little tiny bit of that into my eye, I'll probably go blind. Doesn't take much to hurt a person physically. Doesn't take much to hurt a person physically. And you're putting these acids into people's lungs for the first thing. And the second thing, these little tiny batteries, who knows? Someday, someone's going to get hurt with these little batteries. Who knows? I don't know. No idea. So here, this thing here, so this comes from the this particular acid here. And then if you click onto the, what the hell? What did I click on? Yeah, this here is, anyway, doesn't matter. So it's in polyesters, it's in moldings, it's in coatings, it's in laminates, adhesives, composites, and it's the hydration of acrolein. Acrolein is actually in the FDA final rule. It's one of the bad things, supposedly, in vaping, like e-liquids and stuff like that. But this is the chemical breakdown of this particular thing here. I think. I can't remember where I was at. I get so up in arms. And then so I'm sure it's all relative. I don't know how I got that other page there. Doesn't matter. Oh, it's all acid to me. All I had to see was all these acids. That's all that matters to me. I don't give a shit. Yeah. Like I said, Juul has a problem. Take my ass to court. And then it also has ethanol. Has ethanol in there. Ethanol. Ethanol. So drinking alcohol. You're putting that into your lungs. This ethanol is a volatile, flammable, colorless liquid with a slight characteristic odor. Yeah, this is what you're putting into your lungs. And ethanol. You could do antiseptic, antidote, medicinal solvent. Put ethanol's in freaking engine fuel. This is what you're putting into your. That's why these kids are getting buzzed so well. Because of all these chemicals that are in these nicotine salts. Anyway, let's switch back to the patent. I'm sorry if this is going on too long, but this when I saw all these acids, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" So let's go to page 17. Let me take a vape here off the Tesla Y. With my e-liquid that does not have all these acids in them. In it, I should say. So on page, the link that will be provided underneath the video, on page 17, see, it says examples include but are not limited to, it's over here, this where I'm reading at, to glycerol, PG, and trimethylene glycol, water, ethanol, and the like, and the like. I like to define and the like, which I'm going to define in a moment for you, which I'm going to blow your freaking minds, as well as combinations thereof. And that's the other thing. You take one acid, you combine it with another acid, you know, come on. You're looking for trouble. And then here you go. Look at these chemicals over here. Nicotine salts are formed by the, I'm reading over here. Nicotine salts are formed by the addition of a suitable acid, including organic or inorganic acids. In some formulations provided herein, suitable organic acids are carboxylic acids. Now this is where it gets fucking amazing. Examples of organic carboxylic, whatever the fuck, acids disclosed herein are mono whatever acids, and you can see the shit that's this here. Just see if I could do the paragraph without getting weird on me. This shit here. This is on page 17. Just take a look at the freaking acids that are in these nicotine salts. I'm telling you, 20, 30, 40 years from now, you know how people are dying from traditional cigarettes, combusted cigarettes? They're going to be dying from Juuls. That's what they're going to be dying from. They're going to be dying from Juuls. And then you know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen? After Juul, or / Pax, but mainly it's Juul because it's a separate company now. After they make hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars, guess what? Then these people that come down with cancers and all kinds of medical problems will turn around and sue the shit out of Juul, just like they have sued Philip Morris or Jay Reynolds, Benson and Hedges, and whoever the hell else. I say take this fucking thing off the market. You got, I think ST Vapes vapes this stupid thing. I don't know if Mike Vapes does it, but I believe I saw ST Vapes. Take that fucking thing out of your mouth, ST Vapes. You're a fucking fool to be taking this shit down into your lungs. And whoever else, these vapors think, hey, look at me, hey. Yeah. Donnie Smokes, in 20 years from now, because I'm sure he'll be buying it illegally if it's on the market in one form or another. In 20, 30, 40 years from now, you know, he won't be on YouTube. And if he is on YouTube, He'll be speaking to you from a hospital bed because they'll have cancers and who knows what else. And it says over here on 45, this here, I don't know if this stupid thing. Anyway, it says on 45, you can see 45 on the right side. Nicotine salt formulations may be formed by adding a suitable acid to nicotine. A suitable acid. Oh, yes. Suitable. Stirring the neat mixture at ambient temperature or at elevated temperature, and then diluting the neat mixture with a carrier mixture, such as a mixture of PG or glycerin. So they're taking, like we have PG, VG in our e-liquids, okay? Which comes under grass, generally recognized as safe by the FDA, okay? The VGs and PGs, right? But what Juul does / PAX at the time, what they did was they took all these acids, these quote-unquote suitable acids, they took all these acids and mixed them into the PG and the VG. Yeah. Was that supposed to is Juul PAX trying to tell us, oh, it's not that bad? No, these are fucking acids. Acids. These are acids. In fact, let's go and see what an acid is. What is an acid? Let's find an acid. Just acid. Just the word acid. That's enough. Acid. Yeah. There you go. Well, there's all kinds of acids. It's an acid. They have a freaking long page on acids. Let's go into a dictionary and see what an acid is. I mean, I know basically what it is, but let's get a chemical breakdown of it. So in chemistry, a compound usually having a sour taste and capable of neutralizing alkalis and reddening blue litmus paper containing hydrogen that can be replaced by a metal or an electropositive group to form a salt, as in our case, nicotine salts, or containing an atom that can accept a pair of electrons from a base. Acids are proton donors that yield hydronium ions in water solution, or electron pair acceptors that combine with electron pair donors or bases. These are acids. Acids. If I knew for an instant that there were acids in my e-liquids, that e-liquid bottle's being thrown into the garbage can. I don't know about you guys, but I am not vaping on acids. And apparently, PG and VG is not an acid, thank goodness. Anyway, and it goes on a little bit more there. We'll go down to 1815 to the left. It says the optimal, I'm over here on the 15 part here with a little mouse. Hopefully you can see that. Hopefully I am sharing. Yes, I am. The optimal nicotine salt formulation may be determined by the vapor pressure of a constituent acid. In some embodiments, the nicotine salt formulations comprise an acid with a vapor pressure that is similar to the vapor pressure of free base nicotine, which in our case, free base nicotine is in e-liquids. That's the kind of nicotine that's inside of the e-liquids, is a free base nicotine. In some embodiments, the nicotine salt formulations are formed from an acid with a vapor pressure that is similar to the vapor pressure of free base nicotine at the heating temperature of the device. They're talking about vapor pressure, not talking about the acid, talking about vapor pressure. Okay, nicotine salts formed from nicotine and benzoic acid, nicotine and salicylic acid, or nicotine and levulinic acid, or salts that produce a satisfaction in an individual user consistent with efficient transfer of nicotine and a rapid rise in nicotine plasma levels, meaning in the blood. This pattern may be due to the mechanism of action during heating of the nicotine salt formulation. Get it? So when you heat this up to 392 degrees, guess what? It gives you that rise, that the nicotine rises. And that's where you're getting that hit. That's why these kids are doing it. This pattern may be due to the mechanism of action during heating of the nicotine salt formulation. The nicotine salt may dissociate at or just below the heating temperature of the device, resulting in a mixture of free base nicotine and the individual acid. At that point, if both the nicotine and acid have similar vapor pressures, they may aerolize at the same time, giving rise to a transfer of both free base nicotine and the constituent acid to the user. Now, they're trying to say, well, it could be like an e-liquid. Fuck you. Okay, Juul? Fuck you, man. Don't even begin to say that your fucking acids are in my e-liquids. Because I'll tell you something. I give up vaping like that. I won't even say, have similar vapor. Of course, they're talking about vapor pressures, okay? But still, they're saying they're trying to sneak it in there as if to say that their acids, their nicotine salts, which are basically just acids, can be similar when you have the vapor pressure to an e-liquid or free base nicotine. No, I don't. There are no acids, as far as I know, to the best of my knowledge and belief. Once again, Juul, you have to refer to your lawyers as to what that freaking line I just used as. To the best of my knowledge and belief, there's no acids in my e-liquids. And then they break it down even more. They go by the 200 Celsius. And this is how they're breaking it down to the MMH. I don't know what all that, and we don't need to get through all that. But you could do your cross-referencing if you like. Don't compare acids with e-liquids that normal vapors vape. People that are in the right state of mind. I would never, like I said, I take the Juul, and Jay Hayes sometimes will take a bad RDA or whatever and take it out with a big hammer and smash it. That's what, if I had a Juul, in fact, I might buy a Juul, never vape it or smoke it, and smash it to shit on the street in front of the house. That's the only thing that's going to happen. That's the only interaction I will ever have with a Juul, is taking a large hammer and smashing it into 1,000 pieces. So we want to go 1830R. Okay, so the concentration of the nicotine salt in the carrier may affect the satisfaction in the individual user. In some embodiments, the flavor of the formulation is adjusted by changing the acid. See? So it's not even really about flavor that is contained in the pods. It's the acids that they are manipulating, which sounds very similar to what Big Tobacco has done throughout the years by tweaking their tobacco, tweaking or processing their tobaccos with chemicals. Like all these slew of chemicals that I've mentioned. And, they've yet to show you how, if like you take the lauric acid as opposed to the benzoic acid, and eventually it'll come out that if you take both the two acids like that and you combine them at a high temperature or at 392 degrees Fahrenheit, I'm sure they give also off other chemicals or other acids or other compounds. This shit is bad. I'm telling you, there's something wrong, something seriously wrong with this whole picture. Acids. To me, when I think of an acid, the first thing when I realized what a nicotine salt was, it's just an acid is all. The image that popped into my mind was a battery, a car battery. You see what happened? I remember the old, they don't really do it that much anymore, but back in the 70s, you would have acid that would leak outside of the little caps of the battery. And these are all the acid inside of that battery. That's what popped into my head when I realized that nicotine salt equals acid. And if you have no problem putting acid into your lungs, knock yourself out. I'm sure Donnie Smokes don't give a shit as long as his numbers go up. He's just an asshole. He's a little twerp. That's all. He's a little faggot. Excuse my language. He's a little asshole. Not faggot. I'm sure he gets all the girls. He's just a little asshole that thinks he's so cool. He's the leader of the pack, leader of the Juul cool pack. And meanwhile, he's turning these teenagers on and whoever else above age or below age of 18 to this acid. That's what you're vaping, Donnie. You're not vaping vapor. You're not vaping flavorings. No, you are vaping acid. You're smoking it. It says they will adjust the formulation by changing the acid. Very much like what Big Tobacco did with their cigarettes over the years, how they tweaked it and wound up killing millions of individuals in America, let alone around the world. In some embodiments, the flavor of the formulation is adjusted by adding exogenous flavorants. So there's flavorants and then there's flavors. What is a flavorant? Let's look at what a flavorant. All this shit, I don't know. No, I'm not, like I said, I am no damn chemist. I don't know any of this shit. You have to do all these cross-reference bullshit. Flavor. Hopefully that's pronounced right. Flavor. No. How was that worded? Fuck. What the hell is this? I'm age strict in this, so it's no big deal. Let's see. It's ant at the end. I got you. Okay, so let's go back to that. So it's flavor int as opposed to a flavor. They don't even have the damn thing. Okay, well, let's put that in Wiki. Wiki bring it up. Wiki fucking's like Google. A lot of people have problems with Wiki. I see no. I'm fucking spelled it. I have no problem. I have always liked a lot of chemists that write all this shit on Wikipedia. Okay, so it's basically the same thing as a flavor. Flavorant doesn't really even come up. I always thought the flavor and flavor would be the same damn thing. But according to the patent, it says in some embodiments the flavor of the formulation is adjusted by adding whatever the hell exogenous. Exogenous. What the fuck is that? I guess that's what we should be looking up, huh? Exogenous. In biology. Oh man, I don't have this shit. This is insane. All I know is it's acid. I don't know. You could do your cross-referencing on some of this stuff. Because this video is going to go about 20 hours, if not. Try to wrap this up. Yeah. So anyway, you see all this shit. And then it says examples of salts which can provide flavor and aroma to the mainstream aerosol at certain levels include nicotine acetate, nicotine oxalate, nicotine malate, nicotine isovalerate, nicotine lactate, nicotine citrate, nicotine phenylylactate. I don't know. You see it right there. You'll have the link. You can look it over and vomit as you freaking read the fucking patent. That should have never been approved by the U.S. Patent Office. This is like, to me, like mustard gas that they used in World War I. Yeah, mustard gas. Page 30. So go down. Try to make this quicker. Page page 30. No, it's on page 30. I was right the first time. Oh, shit. Let's see, 18. So, okay, I went through that. Then 1845. Here, nicotine, what the 45 says, nicotine salt formulations as used herein refer to a single mixture of nicotine salts with other suitable chemical components used for e-cigarette, such as carriers, stabilizers, dilutants, dispersing agents, suspending agents, thickening agents, and/or excipients. What the hell that is? They're saying that that it's suitable. It says to a single mixture of nicotine with other suitable chemical components used for. So they're saying that it's also can be used in e-cigarettes. They don't tell you exactly what it is. It could be the hardware itself, but probably they're referring to the e-liquids. I'm sure there's some stabilizers in e-liquids and stuff like that. You know, I don't think that's too bad for you, though it's probably still not very good for you either. I mean, none of these damn things are going to get approved by the FDA anyway. Enjoy it while you can. Anyway, let's go to 20. Okay, 20. Okay, so these are the, I was going to go through all this shit, but you could read it yourself. They break it down by examples of all these nicotine salt formulations, of all the different types of formulations by having one acid interrelate with the other acid and how they all work together and create all this bullshit with their flavorings and everything else. And I was going to go through it, but I'll just go through it slow and you can look at it. Nicotine succinate salt formulation. What the fuck? Come on, guys. Nicotine malate salt formulation. Are you freaking kidding me? So I'll just go like I'll just skim through this shit. I do appreciate. I'm sure he doesn't mind me using his name, his first name. That is. I really do appreciate Bruce turning me on to the Tesla Y. I'm using it right now. It's a nice little product. It's so lightweight. Wow, it is a very nice product. I'm very happy I got it. It actually made me happy. Usually I'm content, but I'm actually happy with this product. Just like I'm happy with the drop. Then they talk about heart rate studies. Heart rates they're talking about. And then they talk about blood plasma testing. And oh yeah, this I want to. Oh, this is a perfect. Oh man, I got to talk about this. So they are taking their now they consider their Juul an e-cigarette. I call it a dangerous product. That's what I don't call it an e-cigarette. I call it a dangerous product. Juul has a problem with that. Take my ass to court. But it says here, it says blood plasma testing was conducted on 3 subjects. 8 test articles were used in this study. 1 reference cigarette and 7 blends used in an e-cigarette device having an operating temperature of the e-cigarette from about, as you can see, I don't know what that's. But anyway, the point is, the reference cigarette was Pall Mall. Now, this fucking thing here, I'm going to show you what this fucking thing is. Show you what this fucking thing is. This is what they're comparing their Juul to. This is what they're comparing their Juul to. Just look at that for a moment. This is what they're comparing it to. And I've read that 1 Juul pod just one pod, is equivalent to an entire pack of cigarettes or Pall Mall cigarettes or 200 puffs of cigarettes. That's what one pod is equivalent to. You know how much that is? Holy shit. Holy shit. Yeah. Yeah, this is, what is this? This is some kind of, it's in a different language, so I don't know what the hell it is, but this is what happens. It looks maybe to your liver or whatever the hell it is, your heart or whatever, your lung. So, some countries can do, here's a lung. That's what it is, a lung cancer. This is what happens to your lung, what it looks like. Some countries can actually put graphic designs on their packaging by law. USA can't do that. Court ordered otherwise. But this is what you're smoking in your Juul is Pall Mall cigarettes. So anyway, let's go back to that patent. So it says the reference cigarette was Pall Mall from New Zealand. 7 blends were tested in the e-cigarette. 2% freebase, 2%, and all the damn chemicals they put in there, okay? And then they do the concentration of the nicotine. They're saying, when you read it, I'll go through a whole goddamn thing here, but if you read it, it's basically saying that a Juul is comparable in concentration levels to a Pall Mall cigarette or cigarettes. Yes, I say if you're a smoker of cigarettes, stay smoking. I'm going to differ. I'm going to say his name. I'm going to put him on the spot. He's going to not like me. I just use his initials. BC. BC says, doesn't matter as long as you're not smoking. I say, smoke as many combusted cigarettes as you like rather than to smoke the Juul. Absolutely. Because you're doing the same thing. You're doing the same fucking thing. You're either smoking a combusted cigarette or you're vaping / smoking a Juul. No difference. No difference. It's comparable. It's comparable. Period. Well, just continue smoking your cigarettes. And it's probably about the same price. These pods are like what? I think for 4 of them or 1 of them. I don't know. I don't know. I think if 4 of them you get, I think, or one is like $16 or whatever. Might as well go buy, 4 packs of cigarettes or whatever. It depends on what state you're in. But like 2 packs of cigarettes. If you're in New York, probably it's 1 pack of cigarettes. But they're comparing it to a Pall Mall, a Pomo. How the hell you say that shit? You can read it for yourself. I'll go through this a little bit. They're going through the blood studies, the heart studies, and all these, like here over here on the right side, all this here is equivalent to what's in this fucking thing. So the Juul is equivalent to a combusted cigarette. All right, you read this on your own. Let's go down to 30 real quick. End this video in a second. 30, 183. And look at these acids in here. Look at these fucking acids in here. Look at this here. Look. These freaking kids are doing all this shit. Look at these acids. I can't even pronounce them all. You look at them. I'll make it bigger for you. I'll make it bigger. Look at these fucking acids. Look at these acids that are in these nicotine salts. Incredible. Like I said, I'm serious. You think I'm kidding? Might as well just stick with the combusted cigarette because you're going to kill yourself anyway with these damn Juuls or anything like these. I don't know. Maybe other, I don't know if blue cigs and stuff have all this shit. No, it doesn't have it because it's only This only has to deal with the nicotine salts. Blue cigs don't have nicotine salts, at least not yet, unless they, you know, maybe contract with Pack/Juul, put it in their shit. In fact, the blue cig is probably safer than the Juul. Now 41 is the last page I want to read from, because I'll put this link underneath the video so you could read it. That's 10L to the left. So what is claimed is a method of delivering nicotine to a user comprising deploying an electronic cigarette comprising a nicotine formulation that comprises the nicotine and acid, wherein the acid comprises, and then you see the chemicals, and a biologically acceptable liquid carrier wherein, and then they break it down for you. This is pretty much it. So, like, really from page 41 and 42, if you go to the page 41, 42, it really breaks it down as to exactly what it is, what they're claiming this thing is. Who knows how true it is? You know, the FDA hasn't studied it, CTP hasn't studied it, HHS hasn't studied it, and probably there weren't even any studies done of this. You know, this is up for a patent so they can make money. And then they just break it all their claims, you know, and then it ends. Oh, there you go. Anyway, I know this went on way too long, but I say I'm going to differ. I'm going to agree with Jay Hayes, but go one step further, and I'm going to completely disagree with BC and say, if you're going to do a Juul, you might as well just smoke a combusted cigarette. Stay smoking. Yeah, kill yourself that way, because if you do a Juul, you're going to kill yourself anyway. So it doesn't matter. Either you do a Juul, you do a combusted cigarette. And if you bring it down to economics, whatever's cheaper. If smoking combusted cigarettes is cheaper than a Juul, then do it. If a Juul is cheaper than a combusted cigarette, then do the Juul. Either one is going to kill you in the long run. In the long run. So, Jay Hayes, I'm glad he got me to do this. Absolutely. I didn't even know anything about this shit. But when I read I figured, I said to myself, let me get the patent. Let me get the patent of this damn thing and see what it says, because it should contain it in the patent. Because I read in a news story that they actually had a patent. And I said, well, if that's true, it's public information. All patents are public information, unless you're working with the Department of Defense. Then, you know, that stuff's classified. But this shit here is public information. So I said, let me go take a look. And I put some, you know, keywords in there and shit. And then actual patent numbers started to pop up. And I said, oh, cool. And then I took these patent numbers, like this thing here, the 9215895, and stuck it into the damn search engine. Boom, popped it right up. Got 3 documents. And I'm sure there's even more documents there, but I just didn't take the time to look. But the main thing is the nicotine salts. The nicotine salts. These things was created by PAX Labs. Juul in 2017 broke off as a separate company. And now they're manufacturing this particular product, or whoever they contract with to manufacture, unless they do it themselves, I can't tell you. But they're the ones that are in control of this particular product. And I say, this is a piece of shit. This is a piece of shit. This needs to be taken off the market. It's actually toxic. I don't want to hear, it's not. Bullshit. It's equivalent to a combusted cigarette. There's no different. They even say it in their patent. It's comparable. It's comparable. All these acids. I mean, you know, you always hear people say, oh, it's 4,000 plus chemicals in a cigarette. In fact, if you go to, I don't know, you know, people don't look, but I do. If you go to the tobacco documents in these law cases, they are saying that it's 6,000 plus chemicals in the legal documents. In the legal documents, in these court cases, like in Florida and other places, they are saying 6,000 plus chemicals are in a composite cigarette. After you take two chemicals, and when they combust within the cigarette, they create even more chemicals. Well, same thing with the Juul. You take the sorbic acid and then you compound that with benzoic acid at 392 degrees. I'm sure something's going to happen. I'm sure all these chemicals have other interactions that flare off outside of that basic chemical of benzoic acid or sorbic acid or whatever the hell it may be. And you'll see, I'm telling you, 20, 30, 40 years from now, because at one time they said, oh, traditional cigarettes or combustible cigarettes, hey, it's a thing to do, man. It's great. It's a great thing. Only to find out that years later, after Philip Morris kicked into place in the late 1890s, really the early turn of the century, early part of the turn of the century, along with R.J. Reynolds and all these other assholes that started to process the tobacco with all these chemicals, and then through the combustion have all these chemicals and things of that nature. So let me pause this and come right back. Sorry about that, guys. I had to, my wife just came home. She's off for the spring break. Anyway, so anyway, what was I saying? So you know, Philip Morris, R.J. Reynolds, all those guys around the turn of the century, when they started processing tobacco with chemicals and things of that nature, then people started to die. But, you know, even mummies, they have Egyptian mummies that have died of cancer. They have dug them up, and they actually attribute some of the mummies have died from actual cancer because they actually smoked tobacco themselves. I mean, they smoke marijuana and all kinds of shit, but it's attributed to the tobacco. So it don't even have to be processed. It's the combustion state of the tobacco, let alone when you add all these other damn chemicals to it. It's just a zillion times worse. Okay. Well, the same thing with this freaking Juul. Who knows? And so I was saying, you know, you didn't really know that combusted cigarettes is causing cancer until about the 1940s when they started doing studies. And then they're on, and as each year went by, then they, especially in the 1960s, the 1964 with the Surgeon General report, they knew that combusted cigarettes, traditional cigarettes, were one of the leading causes of death due to the cancers that it was causing in humans. Like 400,000 Americans die every year. And then after that, they had the congressional hearings and the big tobacco, R.J. Reynolds, Philip Morris, those assholes. They denied, oh, we never really tweaked anything. And then only to find out in the court papers when they started to sue individual families or individuals themselves that were dying of cancer or have died of cancer, and the estate itself would sue the big tobacco in regards to the person that died of cancer. In the court documents themselves, Philip Morris, R.J. Reynolds, Benson and Hedges, but it's mainly Philip Morris and R.J. Reynolds, they actually admitted in deposition papers that, yes, we were tweaking all this shit all this time, and we knew that it was causing cancers, but hey, we're a business like anything else, or pretty much, you know, more or less that's how they came across. And they also come across, well, you know, people should have known that they were dying from this tobacco cigarettes that's been around for a little while, for 30, 40 years. And it's up to them if they want to buy a combusted cigarette and die from it. That's pretty much what the big tobacco was saying. Well, the same thing with the Juul. 20, 30, 40 years from now, you'll see with all these fucking acids and the combinations thereof with the 392 Fahrenheit degrees and all this, and who knows all the plastics that are involved and the coppers and the metals that are inside of the device. I'm telling you, people are going to die from this shit. And then it'll be like the same thing. Well, the Juul company had denied, oh, we didn't do anything. We didn't combine any chemicals. We didn't do any acids or any of this shit. And then another 10, 20 years from then people start to actually sue the Juul company. And then in deposition papers, all of a sudden, they admit, yeah, we tweaked the fucking Juul, so, and we knew it was going to kill people, and we have been known for some time it's been killing people, but it's up to the Juul user, or whatever the hell have you. And then the song plays the same, Auld Lang Syne, or whatever the hell that is. I'm not good at sayings. So the point is you'll see a couple generations from now, this fucking Juul will be absolutely no different than a traditional cigarette. This shit is bad for you. Acids. I mean, if that don't tell you anything, what is? What can? What can tell you anything? And they, like I say, they say it right in their patent paper that is comparable to a traditional cigarette. So I'm going to leave you on this point. If you're a traditional tobacco smoker right now, you have a choice, and it mainly comes down to economics. It comes down to dollars. Does it cost you more money to smoke a cigarette, combusted cigarette, as opposed to a Juul? Or does it cost you more money to vape or smoke a Juul as opposed to a traditional cigarette? You have to decide, because basically the Juul is absolutely no different than a traditional cigarette. So you're going to die one way or another, but at least the only good thing out of it is you save some money. And outside of that, you have it, guys, have a good one, and bye.